I'm back live on YouTube. I was connected to the Wi-Fi at this spot across the street, and it sucks. Apparently, I've used this Wi-Fi a few times, and it's failed me. It's failed me terribly. Hey, Candy, Frankie B, what up? Yeah, sorry about what happened with the stream earlier. Yeah, my bad, my bad. I'm saying I was trying to reboot the stream, get it started again, but no, that didn't work out. So I decided I'm gonna come back, hang out with y'all, just for a little while. Is the volume low? Hold up, let me see. I'll turn the volume up. What about now? How's the volume? Are we good? We good? Morpheus D, what up? Big Ron, FE Diplomats, what's good? All right, Miss Jones, are we good? Sounds okay. Good. Fantastic. Okay. All right. So, yeah, what happened? If you didn't catch me on Facebook, I just wanted to talk a little bit. Hey, Carrie, about the ISS, and I got around real quick to Oh, sorry. You're at work? My bad. Okay, so what happened was... No, I can't... Turn me down a little bit, man. I'm at work. Can you whisper? That's funny. But yeah, I was talking about the ISS and how it just doesn't make sense, and I was getting into all the all the stuff that doesn't add up as far as the temperatures and all that. Because the thing is, it's like the ISS is supposed to be the size of a football field. It's supposed to be up in space. You're gonna hear some notifications coming in from Facebook and stuff. Hold on, let me turn the volume down. Actually, I'll put it on mute. There we go. There we go. All right. No more notifications. We're going to be good from here on in. I'm going to put it on mute when I go live on the phone. So, all right, we're fine. Carson, what's up? So what I was saying was, the ISS is supposed to be 250 miles up away from the Earth's surface. It's in the thermosphere. Thermosphere's temperature is anywhere between 953 and 3,632 degrees. That's a wide variety of heat, okay? Anything over 900 degrees, come on now. That's just crazy hot. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, the ISS and the external components would melt, basically. We're talking about the solar panels. We're talking about the windows that, they're looking out of. I mean, you're up there, the melting temperature of glass, if you're between 953 at any point and then 3,632, it's like the heat is going to wreak havoc on the external, because it's going to be constantly heating up and cooling down out there, because, there's always points when you're in space when you're on the cold side of the Earth because the sun is on the other side because it's nighttime, whatever. But the thing is, the ISS is up there, and people would say, okay, the ISS can withstand those temperatures because blah, blah, blah reasons. And, okay, fine. We can say that's sure. Why not? Let's say the ISS can survive those temperatures. But the crazy thing about the ISS that they want us to believe, hashtag they believe it, the thing that they believe is that the astronauts can get outside of the ISS and they can go conduct these operations where they're doing these doing these little operations on the outside, fixing these external components and all that. Okay, but let's also consider the temperatures are still in effect up there. So these space suits, they would render the astronauts like baked potatoes. As soon as they got on the outside of the ISS, they would be done. Like, what are the suits made of that can withstand 953 degrees? Period. What are these suits made of? I looked up some of the things that they could be made of. One of them was Kevlar. The melting temperature of Kevlar is 950 degrees, which is, that's still going to melt on the low end of the spectrum of the thermosphere's heat. So it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Imaginarium. Is that what it's made of? Adamantium? What are these astronaut suits made of? Vibranium or some crap? I don't think so, man. There's no telling. So I'm saying it's ridiculous. The spacesuits, they would have melted. They would melt. The astronauts would not be able to, one, get outside of the ISS and do anything while it's moving at 17,500 miles per hour, orbiting around the Earth, making a whole orbit every 90 minutes or so. You know, I mean, it wouldn't work that way. But then, you know, while the astronauts are on the outside of it, there's the speed, and then you got to deal with the heat. The suits, the spacesuits, they would not be able to survive that crap, man. That's all I was saying. I'm like, come on now. And that's what me and my dude Craig were talking about. This guy Craig, he's a firefighter out of Oklahoma, I believe it was. Retired firefighter, that is. So, you know, I was just looking at that like, come on, man. We talked about that. We were talking about that video I had, you know, crashing the ISS, where I went through all the numbers and how, you know, melting temperatures of this and all that. And then, you know, he had kind of brought that up. He's like, and then the astronauts come out, and we kind of hit this point at the same time. We're like, yo, the spacesuits would melt. What are you talking about? What'd you say, Tori? Tori McAvoy says unobtainium. You remember that rare mineral from Avatar? You know, I'm saying, some way or another, NASA went out to Pandora, they mined some unobtainium, brought it back, and they made these spacesuits for the astronauts just so they can get out there. Like, come on, man, get out of here. What are these things made of? So the spacesuits would melt. They would melt. That's what I'm saying. NASA, not an actual science. Wait, no actual science applied. Never a straight answer. No astronaut should apply. Never a straight answer. That's NASA. Okay, nonsense. I'm telling you. So I'm saying it's all just a puppet show, and that's why I use that song in that video, crashing the ISS, because I mean it's a puppet show. It's a puppet show, man. You know, I want to see it. Mark Sargent wants NASA to put him in a suit and test it. Yeah, that'd be cool. I want to know what these spacesuits are made of. All of a sudden, I want some more people to start asking about this. Wait a minute, what are these suits made of that they can withstand these temperatures out in space? Excuse me. You trusted scientific types are telling us that the temperature out in the upper atmosphere, thermosphere and whatnot, goes between these temperatures and all that. So while the ISS is up there and these astronauts are jumping outside the ISS in these extreme temperatures, 953 to 36, 32, yeah, why aren't the suits melting? Like, what are you talking about here? You know what I'm saying? It's just not happening. So, yeah, I just wanted to, like, do a quick recap over that. You know. And then, the daggone stream cut out on you all, man. I felt bad about that. I'm like, on Facebook and I'm on YouTube. I'm like, yeah, here we go. Doing a simulcast and trying to get all high tech with it. You know, as soon as I get off work, trying to make this thing happen. And then, you know, I lose the feed for YouTube again. I'm like, what the heck? So it's all good. That's what I got. That's what I wanted to chat with, you know, about y'all. So what's going on, folks? How's it going? I'll hang out for a few more minutes since we all got cut off earlier. You know, answer any questions. I just like to interact. I was thinking about doing another live stream at some point when I'm doing like call-ins and all that, but then I'm like, maybe not. We'll see what happens. Let me see what's up. Kayla, you thought YouTube was hating? Yeah, me too. Seriously, I'm like, I was about to say, here we go. I'm talking too much truth. They had to cut my feed. I'm about to body bag this whole thing. You know, they're about to cut me off. What were the old suits made of? Kevlar wasn't in production until 1970. All around flat. Good point. What were those suits made of? They were out there on the moon, man. Like, how they... Like, okay, so wait, what's the temperature on the moon? Seriously. What is the temperature on the moon? I would like to know. You know, how were those suits able to keep the astronauts, you know, at a temperature where they didn't freaking freeze to death? like out on the moon. I mean, look, these are things we got to consider, especially if, wait, did they go to the dark side or not? No, there's no telling. Anyway, but the sun's heat can travel 93 million miles away, so you know the moon's closer to the sun than the Earth sometimes, right? So it's nonsense on so many different levels. All right, let me see. Whatever happened to Brian Mullen, the engineer? Dude, I got no idea. I heard Brian Mullen kind of packed it up and stopped making videos and all that because people were writing letters to his job. Like, he's like an actual engineer, so you know, people like got the information from his job, I believe. This is what I heard. This is speculation. I don't know. I've never talked to Brian Mullen. The speculation is, from what I've heard, was that people were like calling his job trolls and all that, you know, talking to his bosses and all, and they basically said, you gotta stop making those videos, you gotta stop talking about this stuff, or you're fired. Brian Mullen happens to be married, has a family and all that, so he's likely wanting to keep, you know, providing things like food, clothing, shelter for his family. So that's probably what happened there, if I understand correctly. Yeah, Kayla, I might want to do the call-ins, but then, like you said, the crazy globies, you never know. You never freaking know. Morbius said the suits back then were made out of white denim. I know, right? Look, and then there's this meme going around about the space boots. They look like some old combat boots that they spray painted silver. Like, seriously, look for some of those old pictures of the astronauts posing like before they supposedly hopped on the rocket and went to the moon. And look at the boots that they're wearing. I promise, they look like straight up old combat boots, like with some silver spray paint on them. It looks ridiculous. Like somebody got some Timberlands. Okay, boom, we going to space. Looks ridiculous. There's like some Dolce & Gabbana boots out like that right now, I believe. They went to the moon, and they believe it. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Miss Tony. Oh, man. Let me see. Yep. Paul on a plane does his thing. That's my guy. Nope, the boots don't match the blueprint or the boot print on the moon. There's that, you know. I mean, there's so many holes in this thing. I'm like, how is anybody still believing this stuff? And we all have this quote that we see on a regular basis, you know, at this point in the age of information, that ignorance is a choice. Like, you got to choose not to know stuff these days because information is so readily available to everybody to figure out anything. So ignorance is a choice at this point, man, because you can figure out so much stuff. Let me see. Time is ticking. Wish all a safe Christmas. Wait, what? Oh, Ryan, bye. Safe Christmas. You must be watching Brian Austin Lambert. You must have been watching his stuff. I've been keeping up with his stuff too. Peggy Whitson drew the short straw for having to change out the multiplexer. I'll have to look that one up. That sounds like an issue. Is she the one that logged in the most hours in space? Just happened to be like 666 hours in space. Was that her? They just happened to pull her at the 666th hour. Interesting. Gee, I wonder why they do that stuff. Oh my goodness. I'm saying there's so much information out here. There's so many flaws in this whole system. There's so many glitches. There's so many instances where we see the folks in the ISS with the harnesses. We've seen the CGI glitches, like the one that happened like January 3rd this year, where the astronauts are like, all right, we're going to go. And then everything goes all blurry, twisting up, and it's all these crazy colors. And they were supposed to be doing a live feed. And that CGI glitch showed that they were doing some live editing during that time. And, I mean, why are you doing live editing? Y'all have never seen me start twisting into a circle and changing into all these bright, crazy colors, because I'm actually in my freaking van where I say I'm at doing what I'm doing. Okay? They're out. You know it's bogus. Let me see. They can't think for themselves. Yeah, it is. Hey, Roxanne Glenn. Glad you caught one of the live streams. I'm just hanging out here. I was doing a stream earlier, and the Wi-Fi cut out, so, I was stuck. I had to come back and hang out with the family, man. he said my van's fake as... What? Come on, man. This van's real. This is my TV. This is my TV. I can put DVDs in the side of this thing. Just be laid back, chilling, watching The Matrix or something. Just relaxing in the van, doing what I do. Dude said my van's fake. Yeah, okay. You see all the people taking pictures of this thing everywhere I go. I'm telling you, I can't take this thing anywhere anymore. I park at work. I get on freaking Twitter and I see somebody took a picture of my van while I was parked at work. You know what I'm saying? I did that thing. Y'all were with me. I did a live stream while I was at the one movie theater not too far from here, and watching Gravity. No, yeah, I was at the movie theater not too far from here, and I was just posted up in the van, got the tinted windows, and I was just taking pictures of people taking pictures of the van, and I had like a whole daggone photo album of people just taking pictures of the van. I jump out of the thing yesterday going to check my mail. There was this lady leaning on her car like she was waiting for me to get out. She's like, I got questions. I was like, well, I got some answers. What's up? So I ended up having a little conversation with her. And, one of the things she said, of course, was gravity. And, well, water can actually bend because, gravity is pulling everything towards the center of mass. I promise. I kind of want to, if I had the time and the resources or some kind of team, I would be like, look, I want everybody to pull a whole bunch of these same program responses that people give us. Because if you get on your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, something like that, and you put up that one meme, where is it? Where's my shirt? My favorite shirt ever. Wait a minute, it's right here in this drawer. Hold on. This it? Yep, that's it. You put this on and show them that their logic is so flawed, and they're going to say that the reason why people are able to walk around upside down on a spinning ball is because gravity is pulling everything towards the center of mass. Quote, pulling everything towards the center of mass. This is what they say. This is what they were taught to say. It's always what they say, the same crap. Gravity is actually pulling everything towards the center of mass. Gravity is pulling everything towards the center of mass. Actually, Mr. Marvel, gravity's pulling everything towards the center of mass. You didn't know that? You need to go back to school. You need to get educated. I'm not going to say what I wanted to say right there, because that keeps it PG. But anyway, come on, man. Ridiculous. Gravity. All the stuff that gravity's supposed to be doing. So it's like, actually, I was talking to a lady at my job the other day, and we were just working on doing some manual labor, because me being a normal guy, I do some manual labor stuff at the job. So she was telling me that she went camping, and they were like out somewhere in Eastern Washington. She was camping, and she said that they were talking about conspiracy theories. And this one guy, he was talking about conspiracy theories, and he was really intrigued. And she's like, well, so what do you think about that? And he's like, no, well, here's the thing. I was at a hardware store a couple weeks ago, and I saw this van. And on the side of it, it said something about flat Earth. And I was really intrigued by that. What do you think? And she was like, oh, yeah, I work with him. And the guy's like, really? So they ended up having a conversation about flat Earth while they were camping, sitting around the fire, roasting marshmallows and hot dogs and all that. And it's a small world out here, I'm telling you. This daggone van has seen, look, so many people are getting red pilled by this thing, like, while I'm sleeping, okay? People are, like, taking pictures, showing their family, showing their friends. I'm telling you, if it wasn't so dangerous, I'd just be driving up and down I-5 all day, and I would have you all on live stream, and I'd be like, look, this guy, he's taking a picture. People will roll down their window, and I just see him, bzzz, click. And then I'll just wave at them and then, call it a day. But I'm saying the globies, that sometimes they'll be laughing. Sometimes people will just stand there and sit by the van. They'll be scratching their head like, it might be flat. Water doesn't curve, does it? No, it doesn't. Duh. What are you talking about? Every time you see water, every time you pour water to a point to where the water accumulates and reaches all edges of its container, while the water is laying undisturbed, the surface is always flat. And if most of the earth is water, that's why they call it the blue marble, for crying out loud. Because there's so much water on the earth. Water is the most abundant resource on earth. And yet, they think that it curves. I'm like, that makes no sense. Water's always level. Water always seeks and finds its level. Like, duh. This is simple. And that's why I said to the lady on the ABC Nightline, I love that they put that that clip of me actually saying that to her. She was like, yeah, these scientific people are going to come back and say this experiment with the spirit level is kind of a bobo experiment. They're going to ridicule. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's so simple that it'll go right over your head. It's so simple, it'll go right over your head. Look at that. Oh, snap. Wait, what? What? Oh my goodness! Look, hold on. I'm gonna line this up. Let me line this up over here with the little window. You see how the window back there? See how the window is still level? You see how I keep turning this bottle and the water stays level? It's so simple. It goes right over their head. They can't deal with it. They can't deal with it because they need stuff to be complex. That's how society's built things up. If you're not talking a whole bunch of stuff that speaks over people's head and just causes them to become confused. If you're not speaking over people's head, they become prideful and they're like, no, you're too simple. Nope, that's stupid. That's stupid. They equate simple to ignorant or dumb or stupid. And simple is the natural way that things work. If it's simple, that's just the way it is, man. And this whole earth setup situation, like, duh, come on now. This whole thing is simple. If you think about it, gee, why don't we feel the earth spinning? Probably because it's not. I don't know. Gee, why can't I run freaking 5 miles without running out of breath? Because I haven't been training for cardio. You know what I'm saying? The simplest solution, the simplest answer to a problem is typically the correct one. That's Occam's razor, as Miss Jones says. So that's just what it is, folks. I appreciate being part of this community, being amongst the great folks of the flat earth, citizens of the plane, flat earthers unite. I love you guys, man. I do. I like being a part of this thing. Being around people that can use their common sense, who don't like look down their nose at people who keep stuff, on a simple level. The whole saying that less is more. Yeah, that's what it is. So you all continue to convey these messages in these simple ways that people can understand. Because that's why we're winning right now. This whole science thing, it's convoluted. It's so complex. They use these complex concepts and people are constantly confused. That's called consonant wordplay. Wordplay rhymes with thirsty and Thursday if you're thirsty. Anyway, but so look, these folks get confused easily by this stuff. You know what I mean? And so by keeping stuff simple, by keeping stuff really simple and really easy to understand, we can just, push out these concepts and walk away. And when people see these things, they're just like, all right, that makes sense. So keep doing what you do. Keep it simple. It's happening. People are waking up. They're starting to see it. We're going to win this thing. Okay, nobody's going back to the globe. And if they are going back to the globe, it's probably because somebody made them do so. Remember that. Okay? I'm going to be real with you. As real as I can. Because why not? We need more of that in this world, don't we? You know, we got all these folks, praising these celebrities, these fake people, telling real lies, trying to confuse the population and all that. So, watch me, watch what I do, watch what I say. If you see me out of character, then I don't know, something might have went wrong. You can ask me what happened. I'm gonna keep it simple for you. I'm gonna keep spreading this truth and others. Flat Earth is usually where I hang out because that's kind of what I'm known for. If you put in your Google search spirit level guy, I'm gonna pop up. People make comments about my name. This guy's name is Marvel. He's obviously a shill. He's definitely a shill. I like to think of it as more of prophetic, actually. So I don't know, a guy named Marvel on a mission to destroy the blue marble deception. I like it. So let's continue doing what we do, and we need that hope, actually. Or we might lose our mind. Me personally, I need to feel like we can win this thing. I need to feel like truth is going to prevail at some point, that the world is going to wake up, that this massive spiritual awakening is going to take place, and that everybody gets back to natural law, and we start appreciating, loving, and respecting each other, and taking care of each other, and get away from this whole fiat currency system and get back to just some common sense stuff. It's come on now. We got to get there. The tipping point's coming. It is coming. We'll get there. Let's just keep pushing. Keep doing what you do. I appreciate you. I'll keep doing my part. And let's just keep pushing it, man. So I'm gonna say goodnight to everybody in the chat. I'm gonna be out of town. I'm going back to Arkansas this weekend. I haven't seen my little ones in a little bit, so I'm gonna go chill out with them. I'll be back Tuesday, but don't worry about me. I'll be checking in, just to let you know that nothing's, nobody got to me. So I'll say goodnight to everybody. Kayla, you have a good night. Roxanne, Michelle, Robin Harris, Tori, Nordy, how you doing? Sly Steve in the house. My man Ron, Curiosity, Flat Earth Mind People, Christina Lee, how are you? Miss Rhythm Jones, adding to the conversation. I appreciate you. Lolo E, Ollie Rendon, what's up? Thanks for coming back around. Earth is seriously flat. I like that. I like that name. All right, folks. Shabbat Shalom. Happy Flat Earth Friday to you. I'm going to get out of here. Let everybody get on with it. I'll be seeing you soon. As always, be good to each other. And I mean that. Take care of yourself. I mean that too. Stay flat. I'll see you soon. Thank you.